Okay, good morning. It's April 5th. I'm Dave Landers, and I'd like to welcome you to the Mayor's Health Table. To start off, Mayor Pirie will have a few remarks.
Good day, and once again, thank you for everybody for being on this call today, this Sunday. Obviously, it's not what we want to do, it's what we must do. We're a week away from Easter Sunday, and a few months ago, we thought we'd be doing this, but we are. At the end of this conference today, I'll have a couple of updates on public health and some of the things we'll be doing to ensure that our public is and remains safe. Once again, thank you to everybody out there on the front lines that's dealing with this on a daily basis. It's obviously a very troubling and trying time. We want to thank you all for doing your part to make our community safe. And with that, we'll go over to the Brooklyn Health Unit.
Thank you, Mayor Pirie. I am Chantal Riasel, the Chief Nursing Officer at Brooklyn Health Unit. Today,
Chantal, can you speak up, please? We can hardly hear you on this end.
I will do so. Is this better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Just to provide an update on the number of tests that we have completed to date, we have completed 407 tests for our area. 29 are positive, 332 are negative, 46 are pending, 5 are resolved, and 2 are deceased. We have no new cases to report in the last 24 hours. We can, however, confirm that we do have a positive case for an individual who is at the Monteith Correctional Center. We are not providing any further details as we are working with Monteith to continue our follow-up. Today, our info COVID line is open. You can call 267-1181 or 1-800-461-1818 if you have any questions or concerns related to COVID. We are asking community members to please follow the physical distancing and to stay home for at least 14 days if you are not feeling well. We do urge everyone to do their part. Only you can help us stop the spread of COVID. Please do not go to work if you are not well. Please only send one person to do your essential errands, one person per family. Follow the physical distancing and protect yourself and others by staying home as much as possible. Please do not visit friends or families, whether indoors or outdoors. We're asking that you keep physically distant, but please stay socially connected. Please use your technology, your cell phones, to stay connected with loved ones and friends. We are also asking community members to please limit travel between communities and to avoid travel to any other areas in the province with high numbers of COVID. Staying home, staying in our community will help protect everyone. Stay home, stay safe, and we're all in this together.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll go to Brian Marks from the Cochrane DSAP.
Yeah, good afternoon. For emergency medical services, yesterday we had 35 calls, with the majority once again in Timmins. 10 failed the screening protocol. The increase in failed tests was likely due to our revised tool that has been put in place. In terms of food security, yesterday we had served 55 meals. The remainder were taken to living space to be distributed at Northern College. A reminder that if anyone needs food security services or to access any information related to benefits, go to the Cochrane DSAP website at www.cdssad.on.ca. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Brian. There's not a report from the Timmins and District Hospital today, so next we'll go to Chief Logren.
Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, I guess. We're a little after noon. From an emergency management perspective, again, I'm not going to go through what I did yesterday. but I know there was a question from the media as it relates to what kind of powers do we have when we declare a state of emergency, or some of the reasons as to why we would declare a state of emergency. So one of the big reasons would be it implements your emergency plan. So in the city of Timmins, as an example, even though we have been working through the emergency plan for the last couple of weeks actually, it's implemented with really the goal of protecting property, the health, safety, and welfare of the community, which I think we've been speaking about a lot over the past couple of weeks. It provides the head of council the authority to take actions and make orders which are not contrary to law in order to protect citizens. So I think an example of that would be the curfew that the mayor is talking about. I mean, it allows us the opportunity to research that and look what the impact would be. The volunteers, I know we've talked about, but these are volunteers being employed by the municipality to provide services. It gives them access to WSIB. It also allows the public, hopefully, to realize that this is a very serious threat that we're facing. And I think that's one of the big reasons that we did declare on Friday as well, so that everybody takes it seriously. And the big thing that it does is provides access to all the different agencies, not only in our own community, such as the health unit, the DSAT, but also provincial ministries. It gives you the opportunity to work with the Emergency Management Ontario, the Ontario Fire Marshal's Office, the OPP, industry, volunteer groups, and provides better access, especially if we're looking at things as an example as PPE. Hopefully it opens the door for better access to that. And the other thing that it does, and that's the biggest reason that I believe the mayor orchestrated these daily press conferences, is it provides up-to-date information from all the groups to the citizens of the community. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Chief Loughran. Usually at this point in time, we would go to questions from the media, but the mayor has an important message to deliver, which will probably generate a few questions of its own. So we'll ask the mayor for his comments now.
Yeah, as we work through this as a community, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Number one, we continue to get complaints directly to my office, actually, that are talking about groups of people getting together, friends getting together for backyard parties or dinner parties. This cannot happen. You cannot take that gamble. You can't make that bet. There's no upside to that. There's no upside to that gamble or bet. You're already healthy. There's only downside, that you get sick, and the consequences of getting sick with this virus could quite possibly be death, either to you or others. We've called the police. Constables have responded to these situations, and they'll continue to respond to these situations. Right now, there's no fines being levied. There will be fines levied. The second thing that I want to talk about is our grocery stores. We continue to see group shopping, family shopping together. We've had various observations and complaints from healthcare professionals about this. The rules are posted on the door, and the rules simply state one person per family. That allows, in fact, everybody in a grocery store at one time to stay that 6 feet apart. We will be deploying our bylaw officers tomorrow at the grocery stores to begin initially a education process, but we will rapidly move to laying fines to ensure that our people, the cashiers, the people working in that store are safe, and anybody, of course, going to the store is safe. We cannot afford to lose these facilities. So tomorrow, you'll see bylaw officers at the grocery stores to, in fact, ensure that people know exactly how to count to one, and there will obviously be some situations that they will be addressing. You may have a single mother and others. But the process of the education of this rule and why it's there will begin tomorrow. So you will see a difference in our grocery stores tomorrow. Thank you very much. Are there any questions on that? Okay. Well, thank you very much for listening today. And a week today is Easter, and let's hope that the week coming up is safe and healthy for everybody. And remember, this concept of not getting together. A week from now is my granddaughter's birthday. She'll be 8, and you're only an 8-year-old girl child once, but there'll be no birthday party. There may be a drive-by with signs or anything else, but there'll be no get-togethers. Everybody must follow the same rules if we're going to get through this together safely, and we can. Everybody simply has to do their part. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mayor Peary, and that wraps us up for today.
Dave, I have one question for Ms. Riopel, if I could, please.
Oh, sorry?
It's Bob at Moose FM. I have one question for Chantal Riopel, if I could, please.
Okay, go ahead, Bob.
Okay, Chantal, I just want to know, how should we interpret the fact that there were no cases reported yesterday? I mean, obviously that's a good sign, but people should probably have some more context on what it means and how they should be interpreting it, if you could, please.
So there is COVID-19 circulating, and so we must continue to act as if it is everywhere in our community. Having one day without a positive case does not mean we can let up. We need to continue practicing physical distancing, stay home as much as you can, go to work if you are an essential worker, no get-togethers, no visiting indoors or outdoors with other people other than your immediate family. Having one day without a positive case does not mean we're out of the woods at all. We must continue to practice all of the precautions that we are recommending for the weeks to come. So please continue to stay at home as much as possible. If you're not well, stay home for 14 days. If you must run essential errands, one person per family. No socializing face-to-face with other members other than your immediate family. We need to continue to work together to ensure that this gets better and not worse.
Thank you, Chantal.
Sorry, it's Cameron from the Chamber. I do have one question.
Go ahead, Cameron.
I guess my question is to Chief Logren. Just a point of clarification. Outside of the provincial enforcement measures granted to the city to close businesses who are not on the essentials list, does enacting the state of emergency grant enforcement officers any further authority with respect to closing businesses?
Yeah, no, the answer to that would be no, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about, in a state of emergency, the ability to be able to enact any type of bylaw or law as per the province of Ontario. It doesn't give you superpowers, that's for sure.
Okay, thanks, Tom. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you all, and we'll be back on the call tomorrow.